Alrighty. Oh my goodness. We have ourselves quite the stream tonight. I never thought I'd ever be doing election day coverage on this channel, but here we are. I'm going to just post the link. We're not even gonna get... We're just gonna get right into it. We do have some interesting stuff here so far. It's not going to be the traditional, election stream coverage, so to speak, that other people are doing, where they're just watching, just streams. We do have a video prepared. It's actually the Aristocratic Utensils' latest one. Perfect timing, Spoon. Great timing. As for how long this is going to be going on for, I'm honestly not sure. In the meantime, it's election day, and Scurvy is covering the event. Let's see, we have Zombie Bomb and For No Raisin. How you guys doing? Of course, I gotta send a thing to the Pickle. Oh, alrighty. We also have some Twitter accounts pulled up too that document some of the insane cope that's coming out of this. Adeptus says in Discord, who do you have winning? It all depends on how much they play their hand. Actually, I guess I could answer Adeptus like, America is... They actually like both candidates. It's a unit party after all. Anyways, I just have to post the link on my Twitter, and then we'll get started. Streaming election day coverage. Okay. Without further ado, we have a video from the Aristocratic Utensil, fresh out of the oven. So, Spoon, if somehow you're seeing this, thank you. This title is, Was the Hair Switcheroo a Mistake? We'll soon find out.
In this election, whoa, it's packed with some stuff. So 32 days. 32 days.
So I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about a specific policy issue sometimes, because I'm going to want to research it. I'm going to want to...
What research? You're just a puppet, Kamala. Or Kamala. It's literally potato at this point.
Study it. I'm kind of a nerd sometimes. I never let anyone...
Now I see where she gets the fucking cackle from.
Take your joy from you? I call myself a joyful warrior.
Should never...
Oh, Lord. She does not beat the alcoholism accusations. Just like, what was it? Nancy Pelosi. Puniyiti. Henok, how's it going?
Again, have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States.
Not beating the, once again, not beating the alcohol allegations.
Never again! Never again!
Shoulda.
Did the results come out? Nope, not yet. We all know how this election game is by now, especially in the year of our Lord 2024. It's gonna take them weeks to solidify the result if Trump were to somehow win. But if it's Kamala, oh no, it's gonna be, oh, Kamala won the election.
Woman ever run for president?
And Spooner's right. It was a horrible mistake to let Kamala Harris, or just any woman in general, run for president. And Kamala Harris is the perfect reason why.
You know, I was thinking before, how can I construct this video? And then, of course, Michael Malice comes in with a clutch shot and basically does that for me with this banger of a tweet. Officer Harris isn't the nominee of the Democratic Party. She's their mascot, which is brilliant and accurate. So let's be honest.
So World War III is confirmed, right? Well, I have no idea. But I'm not going to be fighting for shekel, that's for sure.
Honestly, people, Kamala Harris embodies everything that is wrong with modernity. A prototype OnlyFans employee that failed her way ever upwards. An outdated DEI model that epitomizes every variable short of gay that resulted in it becoming the death of everything it touches. Except for Willie Brown, but I digress.
Let's talk about foreign policy here. Russia is a big country. Ukraine is a small country. And then also, for some reason, Kamala Harris always does the stereotypical black accent, even though that's not how she normally talks. It's like the Hillary Clinton Southern accent like thing all over again. My wife would make a better president, and she can't speak English. Probably because your wife understands, probably somewhat, about how power works. Political power.
Let's point out the obvious here, people.
Oh, don't forget the... I could do this. That's my impersonation of cackling Kamala.
No population of majority ethnically European males wants to be ruled by a female, let alone one that doesn't share the same ethnic stock.
Me and the boys in the Great Beijing Siege, after all the white women voted for Kamala after Taylor Swift said so.
And let's not get started on the word salad stupidity over here. This is a woman that was polling in single digits in 2020 and dropped out of the race before it even hit her own state. You would think then that after she was essentially MIA for the last, 2 years or so, after one too many cackles in the face of foreign dignitaries, that she would have learned not to behave like a total jackass, but no.
At this point, I think Kamala Harris is going through something like Joe Biden, but even worse. And she's not 80 like Brandon is, but she has her own brand of dementia at this rate. Like, for the longest time, like, she just somehow wasn't around to talk to the press. She was basically forced to do the debate because it would look really bad if she didn't debate Trump. And even then, you guys remember her debate performance. It was fucking awful. She seems to be on some kind of prescription med, says Zombie Bomb. And For No Reason says, demons with dementia. Arguably the worst kinds of demons. And so, I think, I remember this quote of I think it's from C.S. Lewis. I'm going to kind of summarize it. It is the moral busybodies that are the worst kind of tyrant. That's basically the paraphrased version of that quote. And Kamala Harris is that kind of tyrant, but she's also suffering from dementia, which makes it 10 times worse. Probably drug or alcohol-induced dementia. Ironic, as I'm having a drink right now.
Which begs the question, what the hell has she been doing for the last, 24 months or so? After a disastrous debate performance by
Sucking
Biden,
cock.
she was essentially cooed in by the higher-ups of the Democratic Party. Hello, Pelosi, you drunk. Ironically, subverting democracy to save it. And then again, the Democrats have never been ones to shy away from hypocrisy. Ever since then, as Stick said, it's the Kasich effect. She got a brief bump pretty much because she wasn't old and senile. Or old, rather. If we go by Judge Joe Brown's assessment, she has early onset dementia. And frankly, if her conduct is anything to go by, I think there might be a case for that. But anyway. And from that moment till now...
If she was hopped up on coke, she would not be speaking as slowly as she is. Like, she'd be like, and you could also tell by, you know, her eyes, too. Her eyes are not coked up. She'd be speaking much faster than she is if she was hopped up on coke.
Now, damn near every instant she's went in front of a camera, she's become more and more known as a vacuous, blithering imbecile. And there's something incredibly demoralizing about her incompetency. Even those words are too grand to describe her nitwittery. I think I said this before, the most adequate word to describe...
I think I could describe that demoralized feeling because if she were to somehow get into office because a bunch of misinformed white women vote her in, it's like where this is it. Our country is not going to be the same, and I don't like where it's going, and I can't do nothing about it. That's the kind of demoralization that Spoon is describing here, I bet.
Describe her as nincompoop, because there's this almost childish level of ignorance about her. She constantly talks like a
Adrenochrome, and that's a good one. That's a good one, Raisin.
Child trying to fake a book report. It's embarrassing. She's effectively the symbol of a failing empire in that regard. She's now in this precarious position, and anyone with an IQ above room temperature can tell she is woefully inadequately prepared or qualified to be in this position.
That is also true. That is also 100% true.
She's hid from the press. When she did encounter them, she was so scripted and fake it required multiple takes. Off the cuff, she is so horrendously stupid the cringe actually causes pain. This
multiple takes. I understand, you know, like doing something live. You're not gonna be like even some of the best orators in human history. Sometimes they might bungle up every now and then, but they recover. But the fact that Kamala Harris needs multiple fucking takes for a fucking press conference, that is really disturbing. That is really fucking disturbing. It just means the bureaucracy is just going to run things, as they already have been, albeit they're going to run things even worse because they feel emboldened to. And they have an even bigger pushover to work with.
This visceral gut reaction of get away from me. The main thing she inspires is revulsion, much like Obama, who is effectively trotted out to play the manager of the plantation, who chastises the blacks for not being team players, aka stay on the field, know your damn place, and do as you're told.
Ah, yes, a fourth Obama term. Lovely. I don't look forward to that. I really don't. I saw a fat person at the park with a "I voted" sticker. Had to run home. Raisin, were you like? Were you like that when you got home?
Slightly patronizing, that is. I don't know about all of you guys. And can I just add, I absolutely despise Barack Obama. He's one of the most shamelessly conceited wankers in all of politics. The man stood on stage and took credit for the Trump economy, saying all he did was give tax breaks to people who didn't need it. First off, dumbass, the executive does not control the purse strings. Congress does. You don't control your arm.
Actually, it's lobbyists. But anyways.
Fucking elbow, sunshine. And by the end of your first term, even Stephanopoulos cited a University of California, Berkeley study that found 95% of the income generated over the course of 3 years went to the top 1%. I even recall doing a video several years ago that income inequality actually grew under his watch, faster than his 3 previous predecessors. But like Michael said, Harris is...
I think you could blame Obamacare for that.
She's not the candidate, she is the mascot. I think even Trump said this. The election is not against her, it's against the machine.
Look, we're running against not her. We're running against a very powerful and a very corrupt machine. That's what it is.
That's right.
She's just, and the same thing with Joe Biden. Joe doesn't know where the hell he is.
And something hit me watching a 60 Minutes interview, specifically this bit.
Let me tell you what your critics and the columnists say.
Okay.
They say that the reason so many voters don't know you is that you have changed your position on so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people...
News just in. Politicians have no fixed positions. Shocking.
don't truly know what you believe or what...
Well, she might, but not for political purposes. Once again, Kamala Harris has always been a far left nut job. She's not going to have any remotely conservative views on anything. Once again, she's from California, so you could expect her to be and technically California to be running the country. Know your place, Coon. Barack Mesh al-Obamacus. Obanga wants black men to vote for their demise. Obese is wild.
what you stand for, and I know you've heard that.
You know, I realized through watching just that clip, I can debunk most of why democracy does not work. I'll try and do a TLDR here. Democracy is supposed to be the will of the people. Well, if that's the case, why should I care what any politician really believes? In theory, they're supposed to be the embodiment of somebody else's will. What they believe should, technically speaking, be irrelevant. Which begs the question, what if the people are really stupid and what they want the politician to do is something really dumb? Take, for example, Medicare for All, which she wisely discarded. Let's take a moment to process that. You want to give the state the power over resources and the handling of medicine for a nation of over 330 million people. There's a line by Thomas Sowell I quite like where he was asked about what rhetoric around election time is particularly pernicious, and he said, the idea that what Americans can't afford directly, we can somehow make cheaper by employing a government bureaucracy on top of existing medical costs. Which is true. The people who vote...
Interesting. There's some people who really don't understand, I mean, then again, the American healthcare system, it is bad, undeniably so, it is bad, but if you were to have a universal Medicare for all, that would not be good, that would not work out in a country as massive as the U.S.
vote for this have
Her most conservative view is arresting thousands of her brothers for weed and sentencing them to multiple years. Oh man, I remember that.
absolutely no clue what this would look like in practice, the cost or the effectiveness. Anything they claim on the subject is based on some other so-called study or breakdown they read on some website that no doubt intends to sell it to the reader. So not only is this bestowing upon the state an ungodly amount of power, there's no feedback loop for the average person to account for its effectiveness or frugal responsibility. And you're not even factoring in the amount of people who would abuse and otherwise bloat the system with frivolous niggles because they can. Add to that a virtually porous border and a political class that will no doubt use these resources in an effort to essentially buy voters by offering them medical care at the taxpayer's expense. Keep in mind, this is all one
And once again, if the average person is stupid enough to not see through it, it's like, why should they vote? Are they basically voting for a party? It's like because my free shit. And that's and Raisin, you're not wrong about that. You're not off the mark. Because I think of the reason why I don't like democracy at all these days. It's I see the stupid all around me. These people don't know anything about what's truly going on, and they don't care. So why should they have a say in anything? It would be far better for us to be a monarchy. It's that simple. Because at least if shit don't work, the king at least has some risk into being king.
policy proposal. So let's say the politician is rather competent and actually tries their best to implement all of this. However, naturally, seeing as it sucks ass, this is an unworkable pile of wank and goes inevitably tits up. Using this as a baseline for our scenario is where normal human functions throw a monkey wrench in the theory of democracy. Look at this process like machine coding. 3 steps: input, process, output. If the process is solid and the output is arse, look at the input. The input in this scenario are the voters. Is the votary ever going to re-examine their choices? Hell no, that's never going to happen. They will always blame it on the politician and no doubt vote for another one that promises them the same damn thing. A human being, if they had any semblance of a functioning frickin' brain over here, would learn from their mistakes. However, in a democracy, if the votary never learn what they...
Yeah, there's plenty of people who, like, regret voting for Biden in 2020. I'm one of those people, actually. I've made my bed and I've lied in it. It's like I've certainly learned my lesson, but at the same time, especially the Dems, kind of like to take advantage of people who are like in between, so to speak. And it was like, oh, I think if I could recall back when I was like 20, I was like, maybe if I vote, if Biden is in the office, then we could finally stop hearing about Trump all the time. But no, that never changed. She's gonna defeat Russia by using her ultimate move, Anaconda Constrictor. I thought it was the Guac 2000. No. Once again, she's a bit on the older side, so she doesn't have the 5000 model available like most women do.
One is complete BS, and you faithfully follow the will of those dumbass people, you're gonna destroy the place. What is objectively better for the nation then, and frankly your career if you were a politician, not to mention your sanity, whilst still working within the theoretical confines of democracy, would be to represent better constituents. But politicians are not permitted to behave like normal human beings. They are the lovable buffoons who keep bashing their heads into brick walls, and God bless them for trying. It's demanded of them via their constituents. Or they are flip-flopping assholes because any semblance of independent thinking and going against the will of the moronic masses is seen as taboo according to the democratic ideal.
You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people.
From a purely as-theorized sense, Trump is objectively correct there, and Kamala Harris epitomizes that stupid, both as a person and her constituents. But let's discuss something more amusing, because I've been mulling this over in my noggin for quite some time now, and it just keeps getting funnier. Because ever since Kamala Harris returned to the scene, she got muscled in via the Democratic Party.
Hold on, I'm just going to refill my drink real quick. I didn't drink at all, just... this was not much left in the pitcher. Alrighty, drink refilled.
Higher-ups, she continued to prove she's a blithering imbecile and why she couldn't finish a damn primary race, let alone compete in a general. Like someone who used cheat codes in a game, essentially. And I was looking at the brief moments...
Well, he's right about her muscling through, but it's under the deck muscle activity. Good one, Hennock.
Biden was allowed to leave his cage and tell the world that he's still alive. He still looks more competent than she does. And I thought to myself, did the Democrats maybe jump the gun by getting rid of him? Because why was Joe Biden ousted? Well, aside from being ancient, looking frail and, falling over, he couldn't speak. Very clearly, he doesn't look fit to do the job. Well, that, and I think he doesn't exactly inspire confidence down the ballot.
I remember by the pool, all the kids, I have hairy legs, and the kids, they were playing with my hairy legs. I have not forgotten Brandon's stories of, him by the pool and the kids playing with his hairy legs, or corn pop or Big Mama. Oh, man. I haven't forgotten anything about that.
But when you look at Kamala Harris, she has all of these same problems, just for different reasons. And she comes with even more baggage. Because unlike Biden, she's never won anything. She doesn't have the excuse of being old Joe and essentially a senile version of Mr. Magoo. She's shrill and deeply unlikable. She has no personality. And most unsurprisingly, she's really, really dumb. She's really, really dumb, and she has to distance herself away from the current administration whilst also being unable to formulate any coherent opinion on how she is any different than the current administration. This is damn near impossible for a skilled politician to pull off.
Once again, Obama's 4th term. Joe Biden was the 3rd, and if Kamala Harris wins, it's going to be his 4th.
Given her intellectual capacity, man, it's like releasing a drunken blind man into a forest of garden rakes. From this perspective, this strategy seems rather bizarre. But then I thought, well, hang on a minute. This is all contingent on the opinion that the Democrats intend to win in 2024. But what if, and by the way, I have no evidence for this is all just me speculating, so take it with a grain of salt.
Alrighty.
What if that is not the case? Let's say the Democrats looked at the debate and went, Trump is going to win in 2024. Trump is going to win in 2024, and whoever he beats, he is going to demolish their political career. Biden is 82 years old. He's done. He will be out of politics regardless. Father Time will ensure that he is gone. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, different story. She's been a deadweight diversity pick since day one. That, and she may or may not have had relations with one of Biden's sons several years ago. Allegedly, I'm sure that is totally unrelated.
Wait. Uh-oh.
If Biden were to lose, whatever is pulling for Kamala Harris will claim that, well, they could have won if she was the candidate. Naturally, this is not true, but that still won't make them shut up, unfortunately. Man, this video is going to age really, really badly if things go tits up. But anyway, whereas if Trump demolishes her, that'll be the end of her political ambitions. Now, you can say, well, Trump won't be on the ballot next time. Well, that doesn't matter, because it was her fellow Democrats that she couldn't even beat. She couldn't even finish a primary, let alone win one and make it 2 with a general. She will be gone. If you were the Democratic Party then, and seeing what an incompetent buffoon she's been as VP, do you really think this woman belongs anywhere near public service? No.
And that's the correct answer. Once again, the vice president is somewhat responsible for the, decisions of the president because they work together. They do work together. And if one does a bad job, so does the other. That's how I think of it, at least. That's what I've noticed.
This is why I said before, AOC is a more valuable asset to the party than Harris is. And isn't that just freaking terrifying? So maybe look at the post-debate decision through this lens. Maybe, just maybe, assume they know Trump is going to win, and they pull Biden out of the way, not to increase their chances of winning, but rather to knock Harris out of politics once and for all and clear out the deadweight. Why wouldn't they hold a normal primary? Are they really that conniving that they would purposely prop up a worse candidate? I don't know. This is the problem.
What I've noticed is, and this is just like about our elites in general, they think they're so conniving, and then they just say their plans out loud. Like, oh my god, how retarded do you have to be? It's like, you're no... There's certainly a cabal, but I wouldn't really say it's secret. These people want to make themselves known. They're egotists. And that includes both the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. So, at the end of the day, these people are just really bad at hiding their dirty laundry. No, not even hiding it. They want to show the dirty underwear with the skid marks in the underwear. And maybe there might be a cum stain or two. They want to show that proudly.
With an elite that seems entirely dysfunctional. Yeah, you can maybe gauge the overall narrative somewhat, but the finer details seem to be lost in the winds. I have about 5 people I listen to for regime analysis, and 4 of them have different opinions here. So we don't know, but Lord knows we may as well laugh because that's all we can really do here. So let's see what happens today. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.
Give unto us a Caesar. Right about that, Spoon. Alrighty, so let's go on to Twitter here. Let me just check my notifications. Oh, got an interesting response. Anyways, we have kind of going a little bit of a spotlight here. We're going to first go over delusional takes, because Lord knows I've seen so many of these throughout this election cycle. But let's take a look. First one from 54 minutes ago. Baxon, sorry I missed episode 66. Busy. Oh, you're busy that day. I see. Feel free to watch the VOD if you want after this. Donald Trump's cognitive decline becoming a troubling concern. What? I mean, there's a little bit. He's getting up there in age, but it's not like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, where it's noticeable. He's not as sharp as he was back in 2016, but it's been 8 fucking years. Oh boy, fucking hell. God damn it. It's fucking Reddit.
What the hell is even that?
To American women that voted for Trump today. This is going to sound beyond messed up, but I hope every woman that could ovulate and voted for Trump gets pregnant with an unwanted baby and is forced to carry that child against your will and is then further forced to properly care for said child.
What the hell is this?
This is torture! My head's gonna explode!
That's Reddit for you. That's Reddit for you. That is insane. That is deranged. Holy shit. And I could tell the Redditor who posted this is very much the type who just ate all the pro-abortion propaganda up like it's just, mashed potatoes. I don't know. I watched an American Dad episode where it had mashed potatoes earlier. Okay, so, she wants Trump-supporting women to outbreed everyone else. Kinda. If Kamala wins on Tuesday, I'm going to let one lucky guy help me exercise my right to choose.
Ew. Ew.
Scurvy, you should observe the next Canadian election and root for Pierre Poilievre. That'll also indirectly affect the U.S. When's the Canadian election? I'll look into that. I know Grey Ghost is Canadian. I'll ask if he wants to collab with that or something if he's interested. Anyways, where were we? Back to back to this insane cope we see here. I bet this bitch has an OnlyFans. Yeah, I think Trudeau has popped up a few times here and there. I gladly would make an episode about just how incompetent our world leaders are. 2024 closing messages. Kamala Harris, I want to be a president for all Americans. Trump, I want to shoot Liz Cheney. Don't we all want to do that? Even the non-Americans here, don't we all want to do that? Oh yeah, I forgot about the hippo story. People are so angry about a baby hippo that ate a cake of Donald Trump. And leftists have their minds have just turned into mush over the fact about a baby hippo eating a cake with Trump's face on it. Over the one with Kamala's. And these retarded leftists think a baby hippo is endorsing a political candidate. What? Oh boy, here we have a post from Destiny. There are no left-leaning people voting for Trump. They were always conservative / MAGA. They're just too embarrassed to admit it. It's a pygmy hippo called Mutage or Mutag. I forget the name of the hippo, but we have a Lex Friedman. Friedman. Yeah, take a look at that last name. I had a bunch of left-leaning friends tell me they were voting for Trump, and almost no right-leaning friends tell me they're voting for Kamala. Not sure what this means, but it's interesting. Probably because as the left goes further left, you just get a bunch of disgruntled liberals, and they think that they're conservative, but they're not. If I were to tell them that, you know, abortion is wrong no matter what, gays should not be able to marry, and adults should also not be able to troon out, they'd get pissed off at me. So that's how I know they're not actually conservative. Oh, and the big one, they think the 19th Amendment should stay. Like what Spoon said, I'm going to repeat what he said because it's so true. If you believe that women should have the right to vote, you are not conservative. And the Jews should not have dual nationalities. Yeah, dual... I agree with that, too. Holy shit, do they exploit that. I'm voting for Kamala Harris in a swing state so that Elon Musk might kill himself. Oh, wow. Wow. I've heard a lot of insane, just absolute insanity about, like, Elon Musk. And, like, Elon is, of course, worthy of criticism. However, the way that leftists criticize him, it's just, like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Men are like, Kamala Harris can't be president. What if she has her period? She'd be so cranky. She is 60 years old. She likely hasn't had a period in 5 years. This is why you assholes don't know abortion is healthcare. You're too stupid to have an opinion about women. Oh, lordy. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Oh, of course, this woman is a Jew. Abortion is one of their sacraments, after all. Vertigo. Elon flies to Milan. Elon Musk, more like Elon bust. The Constitution is a piece of trash. I don't respect it. 5 years, more like 20. Boy. Joe Rogan defended a guy who taught a dog to do the not... People are still mad. People are still mad about the Count Dankula situation. Really? That was like 6 years ago. It is very cute he taught the dog to do that. No Jews got gas during the making of that video. On behalf of my demographic, I just like to say I'm so very, very, very sorry. I can't stand these quote-unquote white dudes for Harris. They are some of the weakest beta males imaginable. And that's including that Dean guy who drives me up a wall. I could kick his ass any day of the week. What did I major? Majored in history. So you could see why I could get involved in politics. I know my history. It's 9 p.m. on election night, and you're on the rooftop in Williamsburg. What is this? Ann Selzer was right about everything. Electric Feel by MGMT is blasting, and you're sipping on an ice-cold PBR. Your heart is full once again. What? History? Why not a herstory? Oh my god. I don't care about Dr. Phil. With a straight face, a podcast host says he is unwilling to travel for an interview with the Vice President of the United States of America and Democratic nominee for president. Ever think that, you know, the Joe Rogan experience, like that setting is, you know, pretty iconic in the world of podcasting? Don't you want to like to be on his terms, you know, in his environment, so that way you'll actually get a good result for both yourself and the viewer. You'll get the promotion you want, and you'll also you know, get him views. It's an equivalent exchange. This is called white manning. We see it all the time in the wild. Its genesis is thought to be a learned behavior passed down from white man to white man, and it's often reinforced by external stimuli like churches or bars. It's not nature. Oh my god, it's fucking. I cannot stand bitches like this. It's so annoying. It's shit like this is the reason why I drink. Breaking news. I have been told that Trump groped a minor at one of his donor dinners, and there's that video. Yeah, right. In case you don't know, Kamloops is an actual city in British Columbia. Huh, interesting. Oh yes. I'm glad Delusional Takes follows this post too. Or follows this account too. Post with spotted likes. It's a good account. Highly recommend it. White male fragility on full display.
Whoa, me! This party's getting crazy.
Anime profile picture. God damn it. Anyone but your own terrible candidate, huh? I'm blaming morons like these if Trump wins. Even then, Jill Stein is a Jew. Once again, I think the only non-Jew here is the libertarian option, and even then, I've never heard of Chase Oliver or Mike Termott. I chose the write-in option. As you know, I'm a proud Cthulhu voter, and Randy Marsh as his vice president. Many people are upset at this decision, and while it's sad, an animal too actually died, this is actually the most ethical decision. No, it isn't! Euthanizing Peanut the squirrel was not an ethical decision. Where are MAGAs getting this idea that they're half the country? Gee, I don't know. It's almost like, you know, there's a relatively even 50-50 split between Democrat and Republican, and there's gradients in, you know, between those parties of, you know, some are more radical, others are not. Yes, MAGA is trash. MAGA is garbage. They've dehumanized people for political gain over and over, and when they get pushed back, they get weak on their knees and start pointing fingers. No! Fuck you! MAGA trash! We're your enemy, remember? This is what you wanted, remember? Wait a second, Anonymous? What the hell happened with you guys? Oh boy, Cardi B. Oh boy, I made a video on Cardi B a while back. Here, I'll link it here if you're interested in viewing it. Let me just pull it up. Let me just post it here. Alrighty. Here's the link to that video if you're so inclined to watch it. Let's get back to what she actually has to say. We all know Trump was a hustler, but hustling women out of the rights to their own body is nasty work. Hustling Americans out of their hard-earned money by selling $500 Trump sneakers, $60 Trump Bibles, and $100,000 Trump watches is even nastier. You don't have to buy those items, right? Cardi, you do know that, right? Nobody's forcing you to buy $500 Trump sneakers, $60 Trump Bibles, and $100,000 Trump watches. Tomorrow he'll be hustling you out of your healthcare rights. Donald Trump talks about how he has concept of a plan, but the only concept of a plan he has is a plan to hustle you, fella. White men really hate their grandmothers, mothers, wives, daughters, nieces, granddaughters, and every other woman. Grrr. I swear.
Everything woke turns to shit.
So many of these posts.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Oh, boy. Let's go to the other account, shall we? Let's get ourselves burned out on even crazier shit. So we have this account here, Insane Cope. This one's a bit more, on the, edgy side. Did the bot... Oh, let's scroll up here. So Trump has Bryce Hall and Kamala has the fucking Avengers. Chris Evans... Oh my god. It's like what V said. These people are only capable of thinking about World War II and Marvel movies. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Denai Guerrera, Don Cheadle, Paul Bettany, and Mark Ruffalo endorsed Kamala Harris. Like, I don't give a shit if an actor or a voice actor endorses Kamala. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Aside from, well, maybe a funny exchange if they'll ever reply to someone as far right as me. And people are still voting for Trump is quite insane to me. What? Did the bot bug out? The U.S. economy performs better under Democratic presidents? That's a blatant fucking falsehood. Look at this. Kill that damn pig. That's not a pig, you retard. That's a hippo. A baby hippo at that. Is we going to win the election is gaining traction. Lol. Oh boy. Our Pixit. Oh, Reddit Lies is a good account too. Give them a follow. Our Pix is cooked. Stop using Reddit. The helmet Trump received versus the helmet Obama received after the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Why does the amount of scribbles it has on it matter? Wouldn't the pristine helmet be the better item? Because it's, well, cleaner and not full of a bunch of scribbles of maybe some has-been players. Oh God.
No eggs. eggs. Empty egg carton. You don't have any eggs. No eggs. Empty egg carton. You don't have any eggs.
I swear, if I had my VTuber model ready, you could see me like nodding my head no. It's like no eggs, no eggs. No one is above the law. It's a Stone Toss comic, so it's based. Post with nice. Post with botted likes. So I've been seeing like some stuff on like some profiles on Twitter as of late where like a bunch of lefties have coconuts in their profiles. I have no idea what that means. How do you feel about Native Americans that complain that their land was stolen and they're not bettering themselves? How do I feel about that? Sorry, your land got conquered. It wasn't stolen from you. It was conquered. You lost all the battles you were involved in with the white man. So what you want to do now, you're more than happy to preserve your culture, but do try to fit in with ours. I'm not even British. I don't even like the British. Yes, January 6th is more important than grocery prices.
What the hell is this?
Oh, look, it's some guy on steroids. Did my part, we're not going back. Yeah, I could tell this guy's on steroids. That does not seem natural. Pattern recognition deems it as such. Happy election from Stone Toss. If Trump wins, he'll become a dictator. Didn't he have 4 years to do that? Well, if Kamala wins, she'll fix America. Didn't she have 4 years to do that? Yeah, it's gonna like. Oh, this is from Hassan. I don't think it's healthy for a nation to be held hostage by the hallucinations of a rabbit cult that lives entirely in an entirely separate reality.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Hassan is unable to do any bit of self-reflection and not realize that this applies to him and leftists as a whole. They live in a reality where they believe men can be women and women can be men. That's what they believe. That's what they genuinely believe. Along with a lot of other bullshit, too. Okay, a few more posts, then we're gonna try and find some streams of, like, actual election coverage. It's not insane enough. Oh, that's a very Hebrew way of spelling Rebecca. Do you think America is prepared for the violence and terrorism likely to be committed by MAGA in the next few weeks, especially when Trump loses? American fascism? What? No, election offices and officials and then state capitol buildings are targets. The FBI and National Guard need to be prepared to handle the domestic God damn it. God damn it. Okay, give me a moment, and then we will, let's see, I'll be back, and then I'll find an election coverage stream. I also know that Chris Chan is going to be doing this too, so we might have to tune into his shit. If you don't know who Chris Chan is, look him up while I'm gone. It's not going to take you very long. Okay, I am back. Just give me a second to find a stream. I'll leave this screen on here, but I am indeed back. Election 2024. Let's go to a more serious source first. So, okay, it's just a sponsor right now. Okay, it's back. So we're gonna see what the Daily Wire crew has to say about what's going on. Let me just pull this up here and then unmute it.
A bit ago, and we have a wonderful party taking place immediately outside the studio, where a lot of our sort of friends of the Daily Wire, people who live here in Tennessee, some of our family, even some influencers who came in from around the country, are together having camaraderie, watching the results. And someone asked me, how are you feeling? And I said, well, I'm not feeling sanguine. I don't. No.
Sanguine?
I'm not crazy. Yeah. Also, I think one of the reasons that we've been able to be successful in business is because, as a general rule, I always take the position that we're a point behind. Yeah. Like in every success, I'm the wrong guy to have in the room. Sometimes they'll come to me and they'll say, "Hey, we really need to give a pep
one of the
talk."
chat is actually raising the question of.
My pep talk always goes something like, we could have done better.
So far in Tennessee, it's like obviously Trump is going to be favored over there. At the same time, I know Texas. Oh my God, 53%. Let's see what's Knoll saying.
I don't know if we have that. All right, so here's my vow then. If Trump wins, I will drink anything you give me, which is more than I have drunk.
Oh, Virginia! Oh no! Oh no! That's not good. No, Scurvy does not live in Virginia. But that's not good. Vermont, Harris, not. I had a feeling Vermont was going to be primarily Harris. I think the reason why that is, well, then again, surprisingly, it's a high-trust community that's majority white. It's so odd. It's really odd. West Virginia, Trump is favored more. Makes sense. West Virginia tends to have a lot more conservative people. Let's see. We're just kind of looking at what's going on in the different states right now. Florida. Oh, that's surprising. I thought that it would have been way more in favor of Trump, but I guess the numbers aren't lying. Well, yet we know what goes on in elections. Let's see what they're saying.
Agenda or advancing the Trump agenda. So picking up a seat in West Virginia.
Ooh, Indiana, that's interesting.
Kansas.
Kansas
lost that seat. We could
what?
All go home. That was the seat.
Clearly.
It was a guarantee.
Wait,
is there a
wait a goddamn second. Kansas is more in favor of Harris than Trump?
Expertise in the political realm. I have more expertise. Is there a state?
Kentucky? Okay, that makes sense.
California or New York. I mean, a possible state that if you learned now went for Trump.
Virginia.
That would be it?
Yeah.
It would be for all of you, Virginia?
Certainly, if he won Virginia, I think we could go home. We could have
all right.
I will
Next
say
one.
That,
Next state, Daily Wire. Come on.
As I said, and our dear
Jersey.
Friend,
Oh my!
AKA
That is
Black
surprisingly close.
Did tell me he thinks there's a chance.
Just
New
off
York
by
goes
1%.
So I don't want you to
Holy
think
shit! That is
no
surprising.
One is
yes,
I think
there is a certain amount. There's a certain amount of
It's
sanguinity.
now in Virginia. It's now 48.5 for Trump, 49.6
Tennessee.
for Kamala.
Okay, they're just going back to like.
37% of the votes count.
I just want to say, I think we can go home now. In general.
There's also we were talking a little bit about.
Go home and watch the coverage at home.
You ever go to sleep or what we were talking about? With some of the Senate races.
So it seems like
There
they're just
are
kind of
some real
repeating some states here, but let's.
Wisconsin, look, that's going to depend a little bit on the top of the ticket too. But Eric Hovde's run a
Let's
good
listen
campaign
for a little bit.
I feel good about Bernie Moreno in Ohio. I even feel pretty good about Mike Rogers in Michigan. I'm not saying I feel the odds are still stacked against him in Michigan, but he's got a real shot.
You think Sherrod Brown could lose?
I think that Bernie Moreno has run a great Republican campaign. I think that there is a chance that Sherrod Brown loses. I'm not saying I would put money on that. I would put more money on Hovde than I would on Moreno. But I think he's run a good campaign. And I think Rogers, for that matter. You know, Michigan has trended a little bit blue, but I think Mike Rogers has run a good
Michael,
campaign.
I have to say, to that point, the Rogers-Slotkin race, I saw an all-time troll billboard in this race. I was in Dearborn last week. You know, all around, every single sign is in Arabic, and there's all the flags for different Middle Eastern countries. In the heart of Dearborn is a giant billboard with a picture of Kamala Harris, Slotkin, and an Israeli flag, and it says...
That's a little too Jewish for my taste. Let me find another coverage. U.S. 2024 election coverage. Let's see what the Associated Press has to say. Okay. So far, Trump... Okay, we could actually take a look at the numbers here. Probably the most boring part of the stream. I missed covering Insane Cope, but we should be serious here for a moment. This kind of is, especially since I'm American, this is important. Wow, the Trump rally is really popping off. I'll drink in honor to that. Okay. Fucking course. Okay. We definitely know that, so it seems like for the leading states, okay, if I were to, like, you know, put some knowledge in this, the states that are lighter, they're still doing their polling, so they're not done. They're not done yet. Like, and especially the states that are in white, they're definitely not done. Where's the Cthulhu numbers? Where are the Cthulhu numbers? My vote needs to be represented. Also, why are people giving... Go Diddy. Holy shit, the chat is going wild here. From the screen to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. Always trauma when I ring. The fucking KSI song. Good on you guys for promoting brain rot. Good on ya. I'm happy about this. FKSI. Oh, fuck KSI, yeah. But the chat, everybody's just spamming and there's no mods. These boomers don't know anything about how to moderate a stream. So far, Trump is definitely winning. Take that for what you will. I like the environment in the Trump campaign rally more than the Harris one. It's like people are actually talking to each other. It's like they're showing, surprisingly, they're showing like just average people just talking to each other. That's actually, that should probably sway more people over to Trump than this staged shit right here. No doubt there's events that are going to happen too, but I like the shot here better. Just a little bit more honest. That's what I'd say. Oh, hold on a second. 101. Trump is now at 101. Honestly, okay, so far, let's see, Massachusetts, Connecticut. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maryland are the only states that have actually, confirmed. Oh, wait. New Jersey lost. Kamala won New Jersey. But there's more overall votes for Trump than there is Kamala. Okay, so Maryland, New Jersey, New Hampshire. Wait, I feel like a retard. Let me see. Yes. God damn it, I feel retarded. Nah, oh yeah, Vermont was lost. New Hampshire is leaning blue. God damn, I feel like a retard. I should know this difference. I should know this fucking difference. Let's see. Looks like Michigan is leaning more blue. Nothing on Louisiana, Alaska, Hawaii. I know California is going to be blue, that's for sure. I love how everybody in the AP chat is just like spamming the fucking KSI song. And I'm out of booze. It's fine though. I'm just gonna clean my glass. Sorry about that. Just had to check up on my snails. Looks like there's a speech happening at the Harris rally. Japanese viewers are coming in here now supporting Trump. I think. Okay, so far we have an understanding on the map. I don't think things are going to be changing so quickly so soon. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot. Let me just find something real quick. Let's see, the PBS.
She would leave, and I think it came across.
The PBS NewsHour. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that.
And I think
this one's a bit more punditry.
Turn the page, as she says,
Alabama,
on what is in the past and look solely at the future. She did a good job with that.
Yeah. You know, as we look at the arc of history, Shirley Chisholm, on this day back in 1968, became the first black woman elected to Congress. You watched her run. You were heavily involved in Hillary Clinton's campaign. You're now the national co-chair of the Harris campaign. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm a wreck, actually.
I'm a wreck. Oh my God, I'm a wreck.
I have watched them all. But what I do believe
Damn,
is that
Chica.
Kamala now has an opportunity because Shirley Chisholm ran and because
you and I, our concerns are completely different here, woman. My concerns is that if your candidate gets elected, we're basically guaranteed to have a draft, and I don't want to die for Israel. At least with Trump, I don't think he's that concerned about a draft. That would not look good on his end. Okay, Harris won Delaware, I think.
Sell sheets.
I know. I wanted to go back to this.
Okay,
point
turn this down a
Fez was
little
talking
bit.
about how the outreach that Donald Trump has done.
But
with,
her, literally,
Joe Rogan.
her outrage is like, she can't kill babies in the womb anymore. It'll just be a state issue, not a federal one. Once again, these dumbass broads are voting with their vaginas. I mean, look at this chick right here. No, uh-oh. Something must be happening in Pennsylvania again. Anyways.
Older voters, it's a little bit bigger than sort of middle-aged voters, but that young voter gap. And that was the whole reason to go on to those shows. Now, they make up that's 7% of the overall electorate. Younger women are 9%. So,
what?
Obviously, I can't do that math right now. But the point being, yes, there are more younger women who are voting, but the percentage to which women are voting for Harris. And that younger
Senate is also important as well. I forgot to mention that. I did vote red on my state's Senate candidate.
Enough for Donald Trump to sit down for a couple hours with Theo Vaughn or 3 hours.
Wait a second.
Joe Rogan. Is that enough to drive out the young male vote, or do you have to do more than that?
Okay.
This goes back to the conversation that we had earlier about getting.
Let's go back to that. The state of Maryland. That looks really weird. Don't you think that looks really weird? If 66% of the votes are to Trump, why is it confirmed, Kamala is the president, that Maryland has voted for? That is really weird. Like, seriously, that is really weird. Mississippi, maybe, okay, I'm so confused right now.
And you have been building it over 2 years inside the RNC in an integrated fashion with your own campaign makes a big difference. So this will be a big test of whether or not they were able to do that. They definitely knew that they had an opportunity with these voters. Were they able to take curiosity?
Looks like Senate, yeah.
Well, the other thing we're seeing, though, again, in the exits is Trump.
Looks like there's some governor elections.
Than he did
Missouri.
in his previous election in places like Georgia and North Carolina.
New Hampshire. There we go. Oh, 26% of expected vote.
Jump. He's not winning these voters, but in a state, especially like Georgia, where to win there, Democrats need to get not just black voters to show up, but to vote overwhelmingly.
I wish Daily Wire would have more of this information. We'll probably stop by their stream again. Though at the same time, I also hear that Chris Chan. Wait. Let me pause this. I also hear that Chris Chan is providing election coverage. Do you guys want to see that? I sure as hell do. Let's see. Fuck off, PBS NewsHour. We're gonna watch real election coverage. Wait a goddamn second. He's just playing video games.
It's not like the product better.
He's just playing video games! This isn't election coverage! But he just has some Kamala Harris artwork in the background. Where's the coverage? I want to see hard-hitting election coverage from our favorite. What does he go by now? This isn't election coverage though. I'm here for election coverage. I don't care about this shit.
Silver Ring does.
He looks really disheveled here too. What is happening with him?
That's all, folks.
Okay, you guys are just gonna have to take it in. I'll be right back. I have no idea why. Okay, is Chris gonna talk about the election? Oh, I'll be back. Just watch this autism that's on the screen, all right?
Thank you, Enzel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Enzel.
Once again, why is Chris playing a video game and not talking about the fucking election?
Whip it good. Because I can enjoy this with or without audio. Yeah, this is quite the difficult game and just downing a whole bunch of demons and demonic-like creatures. And beings and things. And yes, just recently released an Ode to Castlevania. The DLC right there.
What kind of political commentary is that, Chris Chan? You think conservatives are demons or something? Because, you know, they don't think it's okay for someone like you to have sex with a bunch of lesbians. Okay, I can see my view count is dropping. At the same time, I'm gonna keep it going like this because I am I love how this is an election reaction stream and you're playing Vampire Survivors. Really good job on staying on task. Kristen, god damn it. Okay, back to the more serious election coverage. That was a fun little side diversion.
Back to this issue.
Okay, we're gonna watch. We're gonna see what's happening at the. Okay, that's concerning. Kamala Harris is at 71 now. Great. Let's see what this one is. The Free Press.
If they can't, then they absolutely can't. But we need to come together and say whoever is declared the winner of this election, we need to get behind. And we don't want to have a crisis to make us do that. I've said before, we
oh, look, it's
Americans
a
on
goddamn it's a
9/12
fucking
of
Jew.
2001. I hope we don't have to
Jew. It's always a Jew.
event
to remind us that we're not Democrats or Republicans or Libertarians, we're Americans. And we need to all be Americans. And that's a choice. That's not a decision, that's a choice. It's a choice that you live on an active basis. And I challenge every American to do that. Whoever wins, they're going to be my president, and I'm going to support him 100%, and I challenge everyone else to do the same thing.
Amen.
Okay. Who gets their political advice from Dr. Phil? Who would want to get their political advice from Dr. Phil? And, of course, there's simping in the comment section. And, oh, wait, I think I really did stumble into some Jewish podcast. The Free Press, am I right? Anyways, I want to see what the Daily Wire guys are talking about again. Daily Wire election 2024 coverage.
For Trump, I mean, he's been doing the work. So, you know, that is let's put it this
Ooh,
way.
it's Benny Boy.
We can just go one way. We've talked about Donald
Let's
Trump,
hear him go
forgiving
insane.
his enemies and people who have opposed him. And it also works the other way. There are a lot of people who, Donald Trump did not treat amazingly well over the course of the last few years who have shown up for him. I mean, we all remember he didn't treat Ron DeSantis particularly well. DeSantis went out and he worked very, very hard for Donald Trump in the state of Florida, and it makes a big difference when we unify.
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's right.
Do any of you have a theory? I had him on my show today, and I almost never have politicians on it. I'm not anti-politician. I don't have that silly view. They run the gamut like any other group of human beings. But it's just
who are scum-sucking bottoms.
Retard alert!
But it's just not the nature of my show.
And the chat is going off. I love it.
I admire Ted Cruz. He is such a fighter for good things.
Ultimately, the real winners of this election are all the people who are just saying memes in chat. It's lovely. I love how chat is just like, just popping off.
Ted is tops. He is tops in my book. And a friend of the Daily Wire. And he was in genuine trouble. I mean, for one thing, there has been an enormous shift in Texas. And the shift in Texas is not that they've imported a bunch of Californians. As it turns out, the Californians they've imported are largely conservative. It's that they have this uncontrolled border. They've had it now for so long that it is beginning to erode Texas. It's not, I mean, it is still decidedly a red state, but it is purpling up. And Ted was trailing behind Trump in the state.
Okay,
poll after poll.
Jeremy, that's fair enough. The reason why Texas is becoming more purple is because, well, the big cities are blue shitholes.
So, the kind of guy
with the exception of like
some
what is
sizzle
it,
down
Austin
in Texas, and it became the most expensive Senate race in the country.
That's what he said.
They spent an enormous amount of money trying to unseat Ted, and one of the reasons Ted is vulnerable is because Trump kind of shivved him at the RNC, back in 2016, and because Ted has played so hard himself with people like
Ted
Mitch
Cruz
McConnell and his colleagues in the Senate that they didn't give him a lot of support from the institution in this race. And so I do think that at the beginning of this race, and even as recently as 6 weeks ago, there was a lot of very concerning polling for Ted coming out of Texas. I got to get involved in that race actually in my own way, not as a representative of the Daily Wire, but as a friend of Ted Cruz, and I wrote an ad for him, which I think turned out maybe to be the state level ad that had the most money spent on it out of any race in the country this year. I was really proud of the ad.
I assume you probably saw the ad. It was the ad where Colin Allred tackles a little girl on the football field because he supported transgenderism in sports.
That's right. And it was a brutal ad, I'm not going to lie. But it turns out it was very effective, and the Super PAC spent a lot of money on it, on airing it in
Oklahoma.
Texas.
Oh, looks like we are hearing some more stuff from the other states. We have Oklahoma.
Ted has run a great campaign in Texas. And I do not think
we're just going to be kind of bouncing around from stream to stream tonight.
I think that
and then
in Texas,
I guess at 9 we'll take a look at some more coping from leftists.
Whereas I don't know that was necessarily the case even as recently as 8 weeks ago. But he's put in the effort. He's run a great campaign.
Ted's been all over the state.
And Ben campaigned with him 2 days ago.
Yeah, like
in McAllen.
massive energy for Ted Cruz. By the way, one piece of interesting NBC exit poll, again, always with the proviso that exit polls are chicken entrails, but Pennsylvania independent voter exit poll out of NBC
Chicken
News,
entrails.
50, Harris 44. If that holds, Trump's going to win Pennsylvania. He's going to win the presidency.
Wow.
So, let's hope that holds. Well, meanwhile, Brent Buchanan from Signal, he is with us, and he has some updates from Georgia. Brent, tell us all about what's happening in Georgia as more of the vote is coming
South Carolina.
Well, we're starting to see some of the northern counties begin to report, which is what we had talked about earlier. And so we look at places like.
So if there's one thing I really like about the Daily Wire stream of this, it actually tells you when the next polls are closing. I think that's actually really interesting information to like keep the public informed about. It's like then we'll know when more results start to come in. It's on a consistent timer. So props to you, Daily Wire.
One of the biggest trends that we're beginning to see across Georgia specifically is that there are some places where she's doing better. She's improving upon Biden's margins. The vote share is higher. But then you're starting to see some of these rural counties come in also, too. And so we've got Forsyth County here as an example. And this is a
county analysis, too.
That Trump won by 33
really interesting.
points. And currently he is up by 37. So you can see you've got kind of a counterbalance effect here of two northern arc Georgia counties.
Red America is getting redder and blue America is getting bluer is what this tells me.
That's a really good point. And then you throw in, again, let's go back to Fayette County that we were talking.
Okay, let's go back a second. Let's take a look at this map of Georgia right here. I actually do know some people in that state. I'm not going to disclose anything about anyone, but look, most people in the state of Georgia, well, because it's a southern state, it's largely red. But there's pockets of blue that really make themselves known. Most notably Atlanta. That's where Love and Light TV is. And he makes his bitches go.
That's what this tells me.
That's a really back of Kamala Harris. And so Donald Trump is performing at his ballot share, actually a little bit above the ballot share that he got in 2020 in a county like that. And then you combine that with Florida, which is just wildly red, and you begin to see how the national polling has showed a very tight presidential race. And we saw a lot of this in 2022 also, where Republicans were at +2 nationally on the generic ballot and ended up in that place, and then just barely won the House of Representatives. And so I don't think...
Oh, fun fact about the 2022 midterms. There was a red wave that happened, but not where you think it was. It was actually in, like, a lot of school boards. Like, a lot of, especially in more, like, red states, where they're a lot more, they're thinking a lot more about what their kids are actually being taught. So the leftists who are running the school boards were out, and especially in some pretty major school boards in I actually do know there was one in the state that I'm in, and that was actually pretty major. I don't know why I'm blanking out on this. Probably because it was so underreported, and I'm just trying to dredge it up again. But even though there weren't a ton of red governors in states, but where it really matters, there was a red wave, mainly in the school boards. That's what I'm trying to say here, basically.
Yeah, a lot of those counties haven't reported yet, especially the rural black counties.
Jesus
so
Christ!
It come down to some of these counties down here.
Okay, jokes aside.
County, we can look at some of the census.
Jokes aside, it's like some counties, no doubt their results are going to take a little bit longer. Well, I mean, especially if it's a Maricopa County in Arizona. Whew. But yeah, some of them are going to be taking a little bit longer. especially if they're a bit more rural, so to speak.
Coffee County, it hadn't come in at all. So there's just several places where there's not a ton of votes. I mean, they're expecting, what, 16,000 votes here for Coffee County as an example, but there's just a lot of holes in the maps.
Coffee County?
And even when we look at places like Fulton County here, 74% reporting. I mean, this is turning out pretty much like you would project. So this Fulton County is Atlanta.
There's a county named
and then goes
Coffee?
into Buckhead and a little bit further north into that top part there that you see. And so I would say we're still pretty early in the night. If we're going to say that they're good Republican data points and good...
I mean, it is almost 9 p.m. where Scurvy is at. EST. I am honestly not sure when the full results are gonna be here. It's still quite the election. I'll tell you that. Oh, okay. Okay, let's go back to Virginia for a second. Do you Arlington? I know where that is. I've been there before. Richmond, I think I've been there too. Virginia Beach, I've not been there, but most of this is red. Probably not deep red, but oh my God, cities have way too much sways in elections. I hope I'm not the only one noticing that. Also, how is this the check? But this isn't. Trump has more votes by at least almost 10,000.
For Kamala Harris, Illinois, I believe.
Okay, they actually do
New
have
Hampshire.
a
New Hampshire's the one
base
that was sort of my outlier.
Illinois.
There was my map. My map was in my dream map.
Oh,
was
RFK
New Hampshire. They
is
called New
still
Hampshire
running.
for Kamala Harris as well. So
well, Vermont,
what
that
exactly
makes
happened
sense.
in New
Burlington,
Hampshire? There were some
Montpelier,
dreams. Some of us had
Bennington.
dreams.
Yeah,
Those dreams have
that's
been dashed.
expected.
Of New Hampshire turning red.
Well, again, it's
Concord.
so you can't really look in.
Concord is blue, guys. Like the game Concord.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Nassau, Manchester.
They're kind of performing like you would expect them to perform. Not a lot
where
of
are
money
the other
was spent
results?
in Florida this go around, and I think that depresses the
kind of
Democrat
waiting on a
and
whole
left-leaning
lot, aren't we?
non-affiliated voter turnout there. In a place like New Hampshire, there wasn't much advertising.
So it seems like there's just a lot of people that just aren't voting in certain states, and that's kind of actually affecting, who the state says should be president.
It didn't have any spending. You actually saw severe drops in Democratic turnout because they had no reason to show up. Like they knew it was going to be a guaranteed victory, and so.
Okay, I do have one question about these polls in general. What time do they end? Is it like 12? Is it like 12 p.m. EST or something? I really don't know.
It's made possible by our sponsor.
TV breakdown is 279 to 259.
Oh.
Before New Hampshire came in, they had it up to 280 as a possibility, but okay, we're at 279 still. You were seeing a little breakaway here, even coming from the liberal outlets.
It says it's a toss-up, but their meter is moving closer to Lincoln.
They've got the needle back. The needle is back. The famous
needle
needle.
is back.
Ohio.
99%.
Yeah.
I bet Cyrex is like, I wasn't voting for Trump, bitch. My vote doesn't matter, bitch. Music Biz Marty faked the ballots. He needs to quit. I bet that's what he's saying right now. Or maybe, Cyrex can't vote. I don't know.
38,000 in Georgia. And he had a book out last year called Not in It to Win It, Why Choosing Sides Sidelines the Church. So I think that has been a major factor. Jeremy was talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
The messaging that you're getting from a lot of these pastors that it's dirty to get your hands in politics, rather than understanding that, look, we as a constituency have to be able to leverage our political power for the cause of righteousness. That's not what they're
3,
arguing.
2, 1,
and
bam.
At the same time, you also have, literally, and you and I talked about this on your show, hard left secular foundations who are funneling money into gambits and efforts to try to push.
Hold on, I saw something interesting in the chat. Midwest polls start in a few seconds. So it seems like the polls, they close every hour. like in certain regions. I'm wondering what's going to happen in the next hour, but it is 9 o'clock. Let's go over some more insane copes, shall we? So just give me a second, pull that up. We'll go back to delusional posts. There's definitely some new stuff. Oh boy, there's definitely some new stuff. That's for sure. Alrighty, so from 29 seconds ago, but what about Trump over performances? He beat the polls in 2016 and 2020. Not exactly. The popular vote polls only slightly underestimated Trump both times, more so overestimating Dems, especially in 2020. It sounds like delusion. Oh boy. If Trump, oh fucking hell, it's H Bomber guy. I hate this guy. If Trump loses, Musk is going to kill himself. Did Elon Musk actually say that? Vote for Trump and Redditors will say you should be graped. More of that patented Kamala joy. Easiest decision I've ever made, and it's like I probably voted for Trump. Yep, I hope you are a woman who gets graped and still have to give this grapist's child a life. And every time you see your child, you think about that night. And then another guy says, that's fucking wild. As a woman to woman, I can never understand you. Posted botted likes. I want to see Elon end himself on Twitter live during election night. These people are insane. I'm not talking. I don't want anybody to kill themselves over this election. It's important, but it's like I don't want a leftist to kill themselves because Trump won. Let's see. Something is happening in Texas. OMG. Bro thinks Texas is gonna be blue. I'm crying. Hey, that's the real shit right there. Texas is not blue. And then this guy with the fucking coconut again. What's up with the fucking coconuts in the profiles here? What's up with that? Ah, boy. If you're right-brained, you'll see Trump. If you're left-brained, you'll see Biden. That's Halloween character Michael Myers, completely unrelated to either Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Plus, the original image is digitally altered. Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
And this is from an hour ago. Let's see what else insane Cope has. We were barely scrolling through it. He's cooked. Trump is finished. It's over. Iowa poll. Kamala Harris leapfrogs Donald Trump to take lead near election day. Here's how Desmond... Oh, wait, never mind. That's just a link. Trump world on suicide watch. This is cataclysmic. It's hard to overstate how bad it is for them, even though Trump is leading in Ohio. Polls are not everything, people. Thank you, Harrison Ford. What? J.D. Vance plays Magic the Gathering, and his favorite card could reveal GOP candidates' dark political ambitions. Yawgmoth's bargain.
What the hell is this?
The cope has began. It took several days to count every ballot in 2020. It's very likely We won't know the outcome tonight either. So, God damn it! Of course, it's Obama who says this. Boy. The election has made me so disappointed in some people. Should I be shocked? No. The amount of people who don't truly give two shits about indigenous and black lives is astronomical at this point. Oh my god.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Woo! Oh, that is something right there. And yes, we will remember this. I got one thing to say to you, my fella.
Denied.
Yep. Okay. There's nothing perfect about children dressing up as a grapist, pedophile, racismus piece of shit. Why I'm voting Democrat for the first time in my life in a simple meme. Okay, I see that we've seen this meme before. The actual version of that meme is the left is supposed to be the one that runs away, not the right. The right, for the most part, stays where it is. Hey, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, how do you explain this to your children? What say you? Like that's such a bad thing. So bad. That shirt looks like it's photoshopped. We already went through that one earlier. Stop being so offended by everything, said Cody Johnson, probably the guy who gets offended by everything. That's not exactly off topic. Oh, wow. Confederate piece of shit. Oh, husband. I'm so sorry, but I can't let you go vote for Donald Trump. Women's rights are at... You see why women shouldn't have the right to vote? 'Cause they think with their pussies. Trump losing the election gonna be so great for America. I hate racist white people. Fucking course, it's a black guy. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Every single time they talk like this, it's always a black guy. And once again, Scurvy's two best friends are black, and they don't talk like this. They actually are able to speak intelligently and are able to hold down jobs. Oh, God. Oh, boy. It's probably an account. Blizzak. We live in deep Trump country, and I voted blue to protect the future for my beautiful daughter. That don't look like your daughter. It's probably someone else's. Socialism doesn't work. Okay, boomer. That's a Stone Toss comic. See how boomer defeats socialism. Oh boy. Breaking new data from CNN shows women are significantly outvoting men in critical swing states. Women are going to end Donald Trump's political career. Oh boy. Like that's actually happening. The results are not in yet. Kamala Harris seeing Katy Perry at her rally in Pittsburgh. I don't think anybody tells her who's going to be there. This feels like a genuine reaction.
What the hell is this?
People, this is called a photo op. This is what's known as a photo op. Getting the record with this before tonight. Official predictions. Harris 295, Trump 243. Harris sweeps blue wall, adds Georgia and Nevada. That's actually not happening. Georgia actually is voting for Trump. Trump retains North Carolina and flips Arizona. Closest Harris wins Nevada. Closest Trump win Arizona. Gotcha. That's not gonna happen. I'm telling you, that's not gonna happen. Dear Lord, I know that committing adultery with a What? Has nothing to do with black people. Oh, great. Yep, just some more of the same. Okay, let's get back to some more election coverage, shall we? Let's see. We're gonna look at a different station. We'll check back in on the Daily Wire crew later. Let's see. Election 2024. Hey, yo, Synthetic Man playing Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Hey, that's based as fuck, man. That's a good FromSoft game. Let's check back in with the Associated Press. Kamala Harris 99, Trump 137. Okay. Of course, the Kamala rally is playing fucking gangsta rap. Okay. $177. Holy shit, Trump just needs 100 more votes and he'll win. Good on Texas. Oh, man. This is actually really interesting. I'll tell you that much. Witnessing some changes in real time. However, I still remain somewhat skeptical as to what's going on. Obviously, we know there's going to be a big boost. We already see that. New York is already blue. Okay, Michigan. I believe that's Illinois right there. God damn it! I feel so retarded right now that I need to check a fucking map. Yeah, that is Illinois. Oh, looks like Maine is gonna be red. Okay, let's take a look at things so far. Maine is leading red. New Hampshire is leading blue. Vermont is definitely blue. New York is definitely blue. Massachusetts is definitely blue. Rhode Island is blue. Connecticut is blue. Pennsylvania is leaning blue, which is, that's skeptical. It's a swing state. Jersey is blue. Shit, I gotta zoom this up for a second. Sorry if it fucks up with the format. Delaware and Maryland are blue. Virginia is starting to lean red. West Virginia is red. Ohio is red. Michigan is blue, leaning blue. Indiana is red. Kentucky is red. Tennessee is red. North Carolina is leaning red. Virginia is leaning red. South Carolina is red. Georgia is leaning red. Florida is definitely red. Alabama is red. Oh, wait, no. Yep. Alabama is red. Mississippi is red. Louisiana is red. Arkansas is red. Missouri is leaning blue. Illinois is blue. Wisconsin is red. Iowa is red. Oh, wait. Iowa is leaning red. Minnesota is leaning red. The Dakotas are both red. Wyoming is red. Nebraska is red. Colorado leaning blue. Kansas leaning blue. Missouri leaning blue. Oklahoma red. Texas red. Arkansas red. Sorry, that's Arkansas. That's Oklahoma. New Mexico leaning red. Okay, got that down. Oh, sorry. Why did I go over this? Because I think it's important to kind of know where states are leaning, and and of course, you know, Alaska and Hawaii are undecided. This whole other area is also relatively undecided. We all know California is going to be blue, Oregon is going to be blue, Washington is going to be blue. It's called the blue wall for a reason. As for these other states right here, I have a feeling some of them are going to be more moderate in the blue direction. Others are going to be not so much. It's going to be a bit more red. Let's see. Okay, I guess we could go over to go over to Twitter a little bit more. Let me just pull up another tab here and we'll take a look at what link had to share. Hell yeah! And this was from a few minutes ago. Okay, so this is also from the AP so far. Allow me to send him the link. Oh wait, that's Discord. Yo, link. Trump is actually at 177. And Harris is still at 99. I'm watching the AP stream to look at the numbers. And post. Oh wait, that's DMs. Didn't mean to pull that up. Okay, let's get back. Okay. Honestly, this definitely does seem definitely does seem like Trump is leading. Diddy diddlers vote for Kamala. That's a good one. That's a good Diddy joke. I know Arizona is a fucking huge one. That's gonna be very. I have a feeling Arizona is gonna be another deciding state. That's for sure. So ultimately, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's on me. But fool me thrice. I said this on Twitter before. Fuck the peace sign. And now I'm not going to quote that J. Cole song. It's a good song, though. But you get the point. I think we're done. I think the country is done being fooled. And so far, these poll numbers are showcasing that. Ah, that's where the Hispanic music is coming from. The Texas rally. Interesting, interesting. Alrighty, I will be right back. Then we'll keep covering some more stuff. I'll also try to find some other accounts that are covering this too. Okay, I'm back. Let's get back to here. So numbers haven't really changed. So it seems like there are some more states that are, unless it's the same thing. Let's see. Let's check the U.S. map because I'm a retard. Yeah, New Mexico. That seems to be going blue. Yep. Man, that fucking Kamala rally is just playing a bunch of copyrighted music. They know that people are reacting to this. Okay. Let me just see what I got. Okay. Let me just find another account that's doing election coverage and that's also making fun of liberals too. Okay, that's interesting. Oh man, that's too edgy. Kendrick? Kendrick! Oh no, Cardi B. I do love Kendrick Lamar, but I can't risk a copyright strike. I'm probably already in deep shit as it is. Okay. Oh boy. I'm just trying to find something here. Wait, so Christian Bale endorses Trump? Oh, that's interesting. I guess suck. Yeah, Kaguya's top gal. Oh yeah, I forgot Kaguya's top gal is covering this too. So I guess we'll take a look at his profile. That's what you get for kicking me out of the race, you stupid bitch. That's not a real tweet, by the way, but you know. Wait, this is from Chris Chan. This is I was doing my own stream that I forgot to really look at his.
A big victory in
I like this guy. I like his hairstyle.
Working for Donald Trump,
really
and yet
cool.
in Georgia, you're
like
starting
him.
to see some of that. A big victory.
Fucking course, Chris is like, I like his hairstyle. It looks really cool. From the guy who keeps trying to dye his hair blue. Of course, he's watching like CNN or something. Please, God, let this happen because it would be so funny. Justin, Biden will not attend Harris election night watch party. He shows up at Trump's. I would love for that to happen. That would be so funny. Just turn his back on his fucking vice president. Yeah, he really does hate that bitch. Misato, but you already vote. Shut up, kid. Fucking Misato. She probably would be the type to do that, to do the whole vote fraud shit, but that's funny. She pretended to call a voter, then she showed she was on the camera app.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Wow! Wow, that's a whole nother level of retardation right there. Just makes me even more sure that Trump has to win this thing now. I don't even care about like the Israel shit. It's like, no, we just can't have Kamala Harris in here. We just can't. This is what she does. Oh boy. Ooh. Ugh. Want to go vote for Trump and listen to podcasts? Peter, I'm getting married. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh, this is pure coping right here. These people vote. Hashtag election 2024. Hashtag vote for our community. LGBTQ plus friends, family, co-workers, marginalized groups, the women you love in your life, their persistence depends on it. And the funny thing is, the fact that Kamala Harris is a fucking hyena in this, peak irony. I don't think that the furry artist realized what it was drawing. At least the Trump art was, made Trump look like a lion. Lions are, something noble. They're not like cackling hyenas. Let's see. You want to know something, Joe? What? In another life, I would have loved playing golf with you. Don't you forget about me. He starts playing. See you later, Jack. Did anyone else hear that? Dono-de-san, we are watching over you today. go and win now. Shinzo Abe and Peanut. Justice for... If Trump wins, it'll be justice for that squirrel. We made sure she doesn't get any flip states. She won't have the satisfaction of beating you, Jack. Only I get to do that. That's funny. Wow, Trump already tied with Kamala on a little Pokemon town. God damn. Looks like... Let's see. From Chud Dudley. Looks like Rogan saved himself at the last second. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I know, Peanut. A close call is needed. A close call indeed. Sorry, I misread that. We'll look at that post from Joe Rogan. Oh yeah, the podcast with him and Trump. The great and powerful Elon Musk. If it wasn't for him, we'd be fucked. He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Trump you'll hear, and I agree with him every step of the way. For the record, yes, that's an endorsement of Trump. Enjoy the podcast. Oh, and the fact that Kamala Harris wasn't able to go to the Joe Rogan podcast, it's like, it just shows that, you know, Kamala's just a fucking puppet. If Kamala didn't win, then... And the winner is Hawk Tua! God damn it. God fucking damn it. Brain rot Zoomers. Whoo! Libtard women pulling out the Handmaid's Tale cosplay one last time. Wait, Chaz said he would vote for the God damn it, Chaz! You should have voted for Cthulhu like I did! First president with a oh boy! We're getting into some spicy shit now, are we? Heard this is where fruits are hanging out. Indeed, Cheese Vault, indeed. We're just looking over some of Kaguya's top gals' Twitter posts. The most entertaining 8 years in politics. Never happening again. The McDonald's stuff. Lies. Chad has already voted for Jack Murphy. Okay. And then I remember this. And of course the assassination attempts. Wait,
Familiar with Bill?
Democrats when the polls don't favor them.
You're familiar with Billy Mitchell, world video game champion? He could probably do it. So I gotta find a way to harness his power. And I think I found a way.
That's right, we're gonna cheat.
You're familiar with...
That's right, we're gonna cheat. That's true. I'd hop in a call with you, bud, but you definitely playing. I'm not really doing any call-in stuff right now. Another time, that's for sure. Just kind of looking at funny stuff and then getting back to like election results. Okay, if you don't let cheese in, I'm gonna scream the N-word in chat. Oh, don't you do that, AC. He already painted a shell with the zinc from the red hen. Okay, it seems like there was a slight change in the outcome. Let's take a look at that for the brief moment. So it went from 177 to 178. Okay, back to lay funny, but I'll leave it on this screen while I find something for you guys. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something funny for you guys to look at. Oh, okay. I guess here's a little bit of a distraction for you guys. That's what the politically brainwashed would say, but I find this interesting. There's definitely a lot of interesting news on the Nintendo front and the gaming front as of late. Just gonna read this quickly before we get back to election coverage. This is Furukawa. At today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. NSO will be available on the successor to the Switch as well. Further information about the successor to Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a later date. It was at. Well, then again, it's it's Japanese stuff. Anyways, back to election coverage stuff. Huh. Oh my god. Oh god, we have a post from Destiny. By the way, that Destiny shitlist video is, I still just need to find some more clips of the guy, and then I could actually start editing. But I have also been finally working on the Gungrave video, too. I want to have the Gungrave video out on the 16th of November. Team Sneed, so Destiny says, it's over. I'm calling it. Harris wins. When, no, that's not the case. Trump is winning right now. Team Sneed, the Cuckold Simulator developer, says, bro is addicted to losing. That gets a like. Oh, boy. Of course, we have some copers in this thread, too. Just stop the count. Man, look at Polly, bro. If there's one thing Destiny is truly good at, it's coping and seething. I don't know how Kamala won Illinois by a lot. Are they stupid? Seems like it. You should play Elden Bling. I believe I have that unlocked in Cuckold Simulator. And I know there's a new update with new story events. But this is not a game. Unlike Christian, I'm going to keep this pretty focused. Huh. Alrighty. Remember when Antifa murdered a Trump supporter here in the streets of Portland? Michael Renault is seen during a protest in front of Mayor Ted Wheeler's residence Friday, August 28th, 2020 in Portland. Renault was the prime suspect of a killing of 39-year-old Aaron J. Danielson, who was shot and killed in Portland on Saturday, August 29th. Wow. You are coping. This is to Destiny. You are coping. Coping and seething. Coping and seething. Oh, boy. Shut up, blueberry faggot. Ah! That's good. That's indeed good. Enjoy your screenshot. No wife, no first. No wife, no first female president. Poor little cuck, says Kaguya's top gal. We were just looking at his profile earlier. The angry boy, a bit too insane. Icing over a secret pain. You know you do not belong. You're the first to fight. You're way too loud. You're the flash of light on a burial shroud. I know something's wrong. Lovely poetry right there. How do you end up in the chair? This is how you end up in the chair in the corner. Ha! Did your wife's boyfriend tell you this? This is going to be the big... We'll end it off here. This is going to be the biggest ratio in X history. It better be. Because Destiny is a retard.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Wait a second. Okay. Trump apparently is at 195. And Harris is at 113. I basically followed this guy for the very, very infinitesimal chance of getting $10,000 in my Cash App at Cashapp/cash ScurvyRum. But this is interesting. So it seems like this is from Fox News. They're also doing some election coverage, and it seems like Trump is way ahead, even in the AP stuff. Seems way ahead. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at this. $75 left to go. 210. So Opti is getting 210 here. I was comparing the old map in 2020. Trump might win. He lost Georgia in 2020. Yeah, it seems like Trump might actually win Georgia. It's crazy. Scurvy, check the song real quick. Yeah, I'll play it. Holy shit. Let me just open up a new tab and find a before I do, let's get back to that that Destiny tweet, cuz we'll play the coping and seething song over that. Oh, it's god damn it, I'm a retard. Okay, yep. Now Copa. Yep, we have the Destiny tweet here.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
Coping and seething. Perfect. That was perfect. Now let's get back to this right here. If this is true, 210, so far it definitely seems like Trump is in the lead. I don't think this is I don't think the election cheating is going to work this time. I think people are realizing what's at stake here and are voting accordingly, for the most part. Flyover is finally having its well-earned time to shine. And yes, that is undeniably a good thing. Too early to decide. Not all the counts are in. Fair enough. That's also fair. But so far at least. Also, our favorite big booty Latina won in New York by a lot. Well, that's New York. There's definitely certain states that are they're always going to be blue, and others are always going to be red. But I think the real power here is going to be. I don't think it's all. I think certain swing states are going to be a bit more influential than others, like Georgia, like you mentioned earlier, AC. Don't forget Arizona too. Hopefully they don't do anything screwy in Maricopa County. Let's see. I guess in a few minutes we'll check back in on the Daily Wire crew, because it seems like more things are going to be finalized soon in about 15-ish minutes. Crazy. Alrighty, let's find another thread here. 74% count so far. AOC has 107 votes. The R candidate has 49k votes. That's how big of a dare. Oh shit! I was largely focusing on the presidential election, but there's also the Senate. There's also the Senate too. I can't believe I forgot about the Senate. I was so focused on the presidential one. Shinobi Wan asks, who won? So far, everything is like favoring Trump. Oh, that an interesting thread from Stuttering Craig of Screw Attack fame and Side Scrollers fame. My hope for tonight: America shows they've finally had enough of this shit. This shit in question being like all the woke stuff. But yeah, so far Trump is way ahead of Harris. Though it also doesn't hurt to take a look. Yeah, it seems like the AP thing hasn't changed yet. It's probably going to be another thing within the hour. Anyways, let's scroll down. It's happening as we speak. Tonight is when America starts healing. Okay, so red pill versus blue pill. Red pill is certainly winning. At least in the numbers right now. It's gonna take probably a little bit of time, but healing or stealing. It seems like it's in the direction of healing, because I think us Americans we're tired. I think a lot of us just notice what's going on. You know, people have their doubts about the 2020 election. Once again, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Especially for that fool me twice, people are like, okay, yeah, no, the elections are, like, something's going on with our elections. So, a lot more people are definitely voting this year. I'll tell you that much, Shinobi. Both you and me both. America wants to see Destiny melt down. I want to see that too, man. That would be great. It's gonna be the great, like that one commenter said, like, it's gonna be the greatest ratio in all of X. Oh man, that one. Now look, I know Trump has his issues, and I didn't even vote for him this election. I didn't vote for Cackle and Kamala either. I voted a write-in candidate. I'm not exactly a fan of any of the people on the ballot, but it's like seems like people are actually voting for, like they're being serious about their votes this time. I think we're in that situation at this point in American history. Master Chief for Trump. I like this comment. Possible reality. Further evidence the 19th Amendment was a mistake. I'm not allowed to vote, but I would vote if I could. Of course, I'm gonna like anybody who says the 19th Amendment is a mistake. That's more people truly waking up to things. It's like, yeah, women shouldn't be voting. They fuck everything up. They're easily, you know, they could easily be emotionally manipulated. The sole reason why so many women have voted for Kamala Harris in the first place is because they're thinking with their clits. You know what? For saying that, I'm going to give myself a... There we go. Anyways. Pennsylvania, North Carolina. North Carolina is Trump territory. Damn. And I don't know what's going on with Pennsylvania. We'd have to check up on that map again. Okay, Trump is at 188. Now, Pennsylvania is still leading towards Harris, so there's that. I'm looking at the House and Senate. I think it could be red across the board. Oh, I've noticed that too. I've actually noticed that too. Not in every state, but in quite a few states, it is definitely red. Even in Scurvy state, it's relatively red. I don't know why people voted for Kamala Harris for president, but I don't. And also that vote being locked in. Probably from the Electoral College. God damn it. That's why. The Electoral College. I'm hoping for 1,000% increase of TDS TikToks. Hey, I mean, hey, that'd be great for content on the show. What? There's definitely some weird comments here. Weird. And of course there's a guy with the Troon flag. Anyways. And no, Craig is not a pedo. Well, let's find ourselves another thread. And then we'll head back to the Daily Wire's coverage. Kangmin Lee. I love this guy. He has some really good posts. I think Trump might actually win this thing. Give this a like. It's going to be disappointing if I wake up tomorrow morning and there are no riots or mutiny. Oh, man. I mean, I have my knife at the ready in case something bad were to happen. I got snails to protect, you know? They don't know how to use weapons. And he replies with too big to rig. Let's see. Voted, now prayer. Pray, now prayer. Praying you're right. Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah. Once again, who knows? Somebody might try and, I mean, I think my apartment complex is pretty peaceful, but it doesn't hurt if somebody tries to break down my door. I'd at least be ready. A Smith and a Wesson shield. It's like $300 and decent. Damn, AC, you should have told me that a few weeks ago. Oh, I do like the Gintama profile picture. So that's based. Here's hoping. I agree, man. I agree. So, I definitely do know there were some Trump supporters, like, back in 2020. I think a lot, like, what happened in that election, there were a lot, like, that was, like, that was a lot of, like, Zoomer's first real elections, and we didn't really, and a lot of us weren't aware of just how corrupt the government is. This time, it's a little different. Alrighty. Wait, waiting on the 3 a.m. fraud. That's funny. Anyways, let's get back to. Let's take a look. Alrighty, so let's get back to the Daily Wire coverage, shall we? Daily Wire. Also, let's see. I think, yeah, Matt Walsh is also covering this. We'll get to watch it from there. Dr. Phil. I don't care much about Dr. Phil. But we'll get back on here. The next polls are closing in about 5 minutes. So
these ridiculous campus protest groups that are demonstrating on behalf of Hamas. These are terrorist groups, and we're not teaching young people to be critical thinkers anymore.
Whoa. Oh, boy. Let's talk about the fucking sand conflict. Of fucking course it is. Oh, fucking course he is. Oh, boy. Look, I also think a lot of the pro-Israel people are also stupid, too. The only based side in that whole conflict is that you're pro-neither. You don't like either side.
And it isn't obvious that
oh, wait, it's
men
Jordan
are doing
Peterson.
that well on the Democrat side, and that's because the Democrats don't really seem to like men. And so maybe it's like, well, they've done everything they could, you might say, from an ideological perspective to attract the black vote, but they've abandoned the male vote, and maybe the black men are men first and black second from the intersection perspective, or at least.
And yeah, I agree with the AC.
Well,
especially these days,
because gender is actually real, and while race isn't not real, it's not fixed.
Yeah.
So we're told that it's not definitive. Yeah, we're told that gender is fluid, but it's actually race that over time is fluid.
Yeah.
Well, we know that
men are men.
Barack Obama is going to be very disappointed in black men because we know that he.
No, the brothers.
Yeah,
the brothers.
Men, Democrats don't understand this. Like, there's nothing men hate more than being nagged. And Barack Obama is literally wagging his finger in the faces of black men, saying, "You need to get out there and vote." That if you want to speak to men and motivate men, that's the very last way to do it.
No, you have to send Michelle to do that.
Yeah.
And she then did, right? She got up there and she lectured black men about how they were irresponsible and terrible, which of course is definitely what they want to hear from Michelle Obama. By the way, CNN is now reporting that Harris has some warning signs in Michigan. She's underperforming Joe Biden in places like Washtenaw County.
Huh.
It's a very
Okay.
heavily
So it
Democratic
seems like
area.
things are changing.
Obviously, as goes Michigan, so goes the country. It's possible. Again, fingers crossed.
You know what's strange about the polling, though? What's very odd about in terms of black voters is that Kamala Harris came out and she said that the brothers were supporting her because she had recently been in the barbershop. And she made this claim about a week ago. I did not have the resources to fact check it, though my gut instinct tells me Kamala Harris has never once in her entire life been in the barbershop. And it would seem that the hard numbers we're getting here suggest the brothers breaking, at least in a significant way, for President Trump.
And by the way, New York Times Needle in Iowa, estimated margin, Trump up 9.
I do find it interesting that there's quite a bit of a portion of the black vote that's going to Trump. I mean, supposedly it's systemic racism. I mean, we saw some of the cope earlier when we were looking through delusional takes and insane cope from some of the quote-unquote brothers. But maybe that's not the majority. Maybe they're not the majority. The ones who are calling everybody the N-word on Twitter. Wow, some Minecraft story mode. What?
For the hour, which is now just 1 minute away. Polls will be closing in Montana, Idaho, Nevada, most of Idaho, Utah, and Nevada.
Yeah, that's great. And guys,
alrighty.
Ben, if we close out North Carolina for Trump soon, that can be a real building block
we've already called
in
it.
the march to 270. You've called North Carolina?
Yeah, we called it already. North Carolina's been called. So as far as we're concerned, we're not talking about North Carolina anymore. It's over. North Carolina is done. But Basically, practically speaking, you take North Carolina off the table for Kamala
The
Harris.
entire election.
Only, that's the Rust Belt state. Just win all 3 of them.
That's fair
And right
enough,
now,
Diaboros.
Loses Virginia.
Well, I mean, well, right now there are some more CNN exit poll numbers again with the giant grain of salt. This is the by marital status. Kamala Harris is losing married voters 55 to 44. She's winning non-married
that's
voters
interesting.
by 55 to 41, which is actually shockingly
That's
not
closer than I thought it
horrific.
was.
Yeah, you would have thought that was like a 25, 30-point gap by the way they were pushing this. Meanwhile, the gender gap definitely exists, but it is heavier, according to CNN, for males than it is for females. 54 to 43 for Trump among males. It is 54 to 44 among females for Kamala Harris. So, again, this is going to be, if Trump wins, it's because men showed up to vote. Yeah. That's really what this is about. Men actually showing up to vote. So the kind of going theory of the Democratic Party.
And then if Trump does win, women are going to somehow try and steal that victory. It's like, we went out there and voted when it was a massive turnout of men who really influenced things. Just another reason why women shouldn't vote.
But it's a man's responsibility. No, it's a man's responsibility to do things like vote. And we happen to live in this time where men have essentially given up so many of their responsibilities, and in part because they feel disenfranchised, although that's hardly an excuse.
Okay. Let's get back to some more comedic coverage. I want to take a look at Chris Chan's election coverage again. Guardian. I want to take a look at... Oh, he stopped streaming! He fucking stopped streaming. What was the end of that? So, how much did he actually cover? So, okay. I'm going to skip a little bit. So, he was only doing this for about, like, an hour... An hour and 15 minutes. Oh, my God. God damn it, Chris. What a disappointment. Since the polls ended again, we'll take a look at the Associated Press once more. $198 to $270. Alrighty. That is really interesting. If man, oh my God. Looks like holy shit, Arizona is leaning red. So far. Disclaimer, so far. Oh my God. This could be huge if Arizona actually wins. If Trump wins Arizona, that is going to be huge. Unfortunately, he is losing Pennsylvania. And then, oh my God, like so many. Let's see, so Montana is red, Wyoming is red, Utah is red, Oregon's leaning red. That is shocking. If Oregon somehow is voting red, oh my God. I can't believe I'm watching this in real time with you guys. This is crazy. This is legitimately crazy. Just waiting for AP to catch up on some of the other polls. Let me see.
From the
Sorry about
Associated
that.
Press, this is an election 2024 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Canard.
Oh?
We're coming to you now with more AP
Huh.
race calls on this election night. The Associated
Let's
Press
listen.
declared Donald Trump the winner in the following states: Missouri, Montana, and Utah. So, just a reminder, our live voting map here, you see those states coloring in as red as wins for Donald Trump. At this hour, polls have officially closed in all 7 of the battleground states, with voting coming to an end in Nevada. Polls are also closing now in Montana and Utah. Joining me, as he is all night, is Sagar Magani. Sagar, these presidential race calls, are there surprises in here, or are these still kind of expected?
We feel like we've been saying the same thing every half hour.
Indeed.
Right? These are essentially playing out as predicted, as history, or at least recent history would tell you. States that have gone for the Republican nominee 6, 7, 8, 10 times in a row, or for the last 50 years, all but 1 or 2 times. So, in summary, no. This is playing out the way you would have expected. What we still don't know is what those unpredictable.
I do miss the KSI song spam
One of the
in here
states
though.
where
That was
voting
funny.
is now closing is Montana, and that is one of those Senate contests that we are watching closely.
Oh
tonight.
yeah,
Tell
the
us a little
Senate
bit about what's
races.
going on there.
That's where John.
Hold on, let me see if I could find something on if I could actually find a website for the presidential races. We could actually look at the Senate 2024 races. We'll actually try and find something here. Just went to the first one. Okay, so I found something here. We can take a look at it. 51 Democrats, including 4 independents, and 449 Republicans. There are 34 seats up in 2024, including a special election in Nebraska, in which 23 are held by Democrats or independents. Well, Scurvy is forgetting and remembering about the House and Senate at random times. I am. I'm so focused on the presidential one. That's what the stream is largely about. Oh wait, wrong one. This 3-part Senate map lets you currently view the current Senate, and make a forecast. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the battleground states. It's Pennsylvania. This is okay. Arizona, Kerry Lake, Rick Scott, Larry Hogan, Mike Rogers, Tim Sheehy, Deb Fisher, this is the Green Party, Nella Dominici, that's an Italian name, Sam Brown, Bernie Moreno, David McCormick, Ted Cruz in Texas, Eric Hovd, Jim Justice, Steve Garvey, Matt Corey, Eric Hansen. These are just the red one. Angus King. That's a very Chad name right there. Angus King. Okay, let's try and find the presidential maps. Let's actually... No, I actually... oh, wait, this is more so a prediction thing, I guess. Let me find something a bit more... less prediction-y. Cook Political. Let's try that. Let's see. Uh-oh. I'm trying to find something a bit more reliable. 2024 presidential election. Okay, that's from the AP. I'm trying to find another map for you guys. Okay. I guess we're gonna use the. So I think this is from. Oh wait, this is polling data. Okay. So this is polling data, and then we could kind of cross-reference it with what we see on the map. So in terms of the national polls, it seems like they're predicting that Harris is going to win somehow. That doesn't seem to be the case so far. She did gain a little bit of a blip in electoral college votes. Like just now. Alaska, 51% for Trump. Arizona. This one's surprising. Arkansas doesn't surprise me. California. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, seems like Colorado is... Yeah, Colorado is for Kamala. Connecticut, that's obvious. Delaware, obvious. Florida, obvious for Trump. It's a lot of the swing states that are really surprising me so far. I'll tell you that much. Interesting how there's 2 districts for Maine. I guess there's one for the more city part and the other is more rural. I don't know. I don't live in Maine. I do know some people who do, but I'd have to ask them about that. Maryland. That's kind of obvious. Massachusetts, obvious. A very, very blue area, surprisingly. Same with Maryland. Michigan. Has that been confirmed? No, not yet. Some places are still, you know, kind of tallying things up. Minnesota, Missouri, Montana. Oh, Nebraska, that's an interesting one. It has 4 districts. Oh, I was right. 4. 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Seems like District 3 is very much pro-Trump. Alrighty. Whew, boy. Let's get back to the Associated Press stream then, shall we? This really does not seem like anywhere close for Kamala to even pull something off. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There's still time, of course. There's still about, like, 2 hours and then, you know, the next day. But, I have a feeling my prediction, once again, this is just my prediction. In terms of the presidency, Trump's going to win. And then... I think this is actually going to be a real red wave. The rigging happens at the end, not at the beginning, so we need to wait. That's also true. However, I'm still going to make that prediction. I don't think people are going to be fooled this time. I don't people know it's like we can't have this bitch running our country. That just can't be the case. I know I'm repeating myself here quite a bit. But you got my point. Okay. My prediction is that since the squirrel and raccoon died, Kamala will win, just like Harambe was the start of a lot. Ooh, Harambe. Oh wait. We're gonna play that Harambe song from Filthy Frank. It's perfect. Filthy Frank Harambe song.
Panic.
We're gonna play it. We're gonna play the funny song.
Panic and desperation at the Cincinnati Zoo. A 4-year-old boy slips into the zoo's gorilla habitat and over a moat wall. Suddenly, Harambe, a 17-year-old, 400-pound gorilla, approaches the boy. His mother watches in horror at what happens next.
It's right here. We want you to come back.
Harambe, you were so big and strong.
Ever since you're gone, I can't sleep.
I can't sleep.
Life just ain't the same without you. Without you. When I woke up on the 28th of May, I looked at the TV with tears running down my cheeks. Ooh, I miss you, Robbie. I wish they took that mother's life instead. Robbie, I miss you. Robbie, why did you go? Robbie, Robbie, I want you to come back. Is that so much to ask, Robbie?
And rest in peace, Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon. Let's get back to the election results. Bro is singing out his heart. Yeah, that's true. Filthy Frank was really singing it. Say, I think I'm gonna wrap up pretty soon, so to speak. So I think the way I'm gonna wrap up, we'll check on the election after we do a like a segment. So we'll go to Odd Man Out News. We're gonna go to Better Bachelor's news channel, and we're actually gonna watch that video about Peanut. So, I honestly, genuinely believe that this whole thing about, Cheese Vault's about to stream? I thought we were going to see the results, am I wrong? We'll take a look at the results, once we're done with the Better Bachelor's video about the whole Peanut situation, because I really do believe, the death of that squirrel and raccoon, were really influential in this election. Like a lot more than people think it is. But let's take a look, and then when we're done with this, we'll take a look at the results again, and then I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I don't wanna upset my neighbors. Chaz is streaming, alrighty, but yeah, let's get started.
Guys, welcome to Odd Man Out. All the news you didn't know you needed to know.
Today's story, New York City destroys joy for millions in one cruel act. You know, there's a problem when government becomes to the size and power that it is, that it loses touch with humanity, and it kind of forgets that we're all individuals trying to get along under a big system, and instead they just decide to look in a book, see a rule, and destroy something that...
And fun fact about this whole case in particular, it was some Karen who was like, that squirrel isn't safe. That squirrel isn't safe. And she lives in fucking Texas. And Peanut the squirrel and his owner live in New York. Peanut did live in New York, but his owner still lives in New York.
Millions of people were enjoying on a daily basis, and one man's pets that he had for 7 years plus. A wonderful little squirrel named Peanut, whose mother was hit by a vehicle, and he rescued this little squirrel and raised it as a pet. And apparently some haters that saw him enjoying life,
a white woman,
and enjoying his pet, decided to call New York City Animal Control, where they went, raided this guy's house, checked his wife's immigration status, questioned him about illegal cameras around the home, handcuffed him, sat him down, made him sit outside for 5 hours while they went through every inch of his home, then eventually stealing a couple of his pets, euthanizing them, and then walking away. You know,
so, wow, that's a new level of no-scope yeet from Texas to New York is wild. That's true, and this is another reason why I agree with Elon Musk when he says that 80% of government should be fired. This is what happens when you let bureaucracy run everything. We are not, in a way, we're not a republic anymore. We're a fucking bureaucracy.
Recently, when we were doing Saturday night at the movies over on my locals channel, we were talking about the video Line in the Sand, and it's a documentary about everybody that's kind of enabling this border crisis that we have. And remarkably, almost everybody in that video kept saying, well, it's just my job. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. And we get...
yes, the banality of evil. That really is quite something. I'll tell you that much. The fact that it's like, oh, these government agents are like, oh, just doing my job, just doing my job. It's like, but you can't stop and think for a second. It's like, wait a second, if this is what I have to do to serve my country, this isn't right. I'll leave. I'll find a job in the private sector then. I'm not going to kill a man's domesticated squirrel.
Get to the point where, yeah, you're just doing your job and you're collecting your paycheck, but you've lost touch with humanity and what it means to connect with other people.
Yes.
Before we get into the main story, let me quickly tell you.
Okay, let's skip the sponsor.
And this is a video clip, a little montage that they had posted around. And you can see this is the gentleman. I'm going to put it up full screen here. So I had to mute it because it has music over it like it always does. But as you can see, this is a man and his wife.
Good Lord.
This is a man and his wife just enjoying his little pet squirrel that he's raised for almost 8 years.
And keep in mind, a bunch of leftists are trying to discount this story by saying, oh, this guy has an OnlyFans page. And it's like, do I think that's gay as fuck? Yes, I do, but that's not the problem here. I cannot stand the diversion tactics that leftists do on a daily basis, and that people like Kamala Harris do too, mind you. People like Kamala Harris and those in our government do the same diversion shit all the time. It annoys me to no end. But the problem here is not the fact that this guy does gay shit on his OnlyFans. The problem is government overreach.
He lets it outside. They play with it. It's kind of heartwarming. He's got, I think, 1 million some odd followers on social media. And Peanut allowed him to start his own animal shelter. And the New York City government just came in and decided they knew what was best for this little animal and decided to end its life and getting rid of it. It's happy. It has a great...
Yep, the squirrel has nothing to do with OF.
Home. It's just really frustrating to see that the government can come in and take away something that a man and his family love so much. This is their little raccoon. I don't know if you can see this video well enough. It doesn't want what do they call it? A pup cup from Dunkin' Donuts, where they basically enjoys whipped cream. This is the other animal that they ended up putting down, was the squirrel and the raccoon. So TMZ interviewed the guy. Let me bring this up as well. TMZ interviewed him, and he tells the whole story of exactly what happened. And as you can see, the family's crushed over this, and millions of viewers that tuned into this enjoyed it. And somebody got mad, and I guess a couple people reported him. And instead of going after immigrants,
it's not even just a couple people. It's just one Karen. Bro, I wish I had a squirrel pet. Well, I mean, I have pet snails. I'd feel really bad if somebody were to try to do anything horrible to them. You know, tried to take them out of water, put salt on them. If somebody were to do that, well, no, I don't think somebody would just be sent to the hospital. That's how much I love my 3 little guys.
Instead of going after, the people that are committing crimes and being released on no bail and dumped back out into the streets to harm other people again, they go all out in seizing a squirrel and a raccoon. It's just unbelievable what New York City has done here.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch.
And that's just cruel right there. So much for the feds caring about animal cruelty. It's like, no, horses need to eat. And the fact that the feds are not allowing them to feed their rescue animals, no wonder why people want 80% of the federal government to be like just gone. It's perfectly justifiable.
I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
And those are corrupt departments and a corrupt judge.
Raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely, and the world witnessed this for 7 years? Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means.
Exactly. And do you want to know why this woman reported the squirrel in the first place? Because she wasn't getting enough followers on her Instagram. Fucking course it's that kind of woman.
He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
So the main story here, Peanut the squirrel, beloved pet and internet sensation, euthanized after being seized by New York State. They kind of go over pretty much what we heard in the Fred the raccoon was the other little guy that they ended up terminating. The DEC claims Peanut, who is notably docile and friendly over the course of his very public-facing life, bit one of the investigators on the hand while being confiscated from his Elmira home on Wednesday. Man, that's kind of close to where I grew up. I'm familiar with Elmira, New York. So apparently this...
At least Peanut was able to do one last act of defiance. Defiance at those who are trying to rip him away from his happy home.
This isn't New York City, which I thought it was. This is up in rural New York State. So my thumbnail's wrong. I put New York City. I thought this was a squirrel in the city that they were going after. Why they would bother with a squirrel in rural New York, Elmira, I think population.
Ma'am, we have dealt with the problem of the TikTok squirrel. Now you may gain more Instagram followers as you see fit. Then turns out that woman who she got harassed, rightfully so, for filing that report. She's not on social media anymore. That's a good thing. Peanut's death was not in vain.
Maybe 60, 70, 100,000 people. Not very big. And in addition, the person involved with the investigation was bitten by the squirrel to test for rabies. Both animals were euthanized. I have a hard time believing that actually happened. I have a feeling they're claiming the squirrel bit somebody, so they had to put it down to test it. Because if it had...
I agree, Henoch.
Let's blow those whining women back to the Dark Ages right where they belong.
Been in this home, and obviously it didn't bite anybody there. I think it's an excuse. I just think that's an excuse. That's an excuse. They had to put him down. Because they didn't bite the raccoon didn't bite him, didn't bite anybody. So why did they have to put it down? To test for rabies, both animals were euthanized. The animals are being tested to see, and anyone who's been in contact with these animals is strongly encouraged to consult their physician. The DEC statement read according to WETM. Peanut was rescued by guardian Mark Longo after the Connecticut native witnessed Peanut's mother being struck by a car. The resident and adorable Peanut inspired Longo to move upstate New York last year and found Peanut's Freedom Farm. So he had the squirrel. He literally decided to change his life and do a rescue farm because of this little squirrel. He finds a purpose in life, and they had to take it away from him. He wrote, "Well, Internet, you won," Longo wrote in a caption after the animals were seized. "You took one of the most amazing animals away from me because of your selfishness. To the group of people who called DEC, there's a special place in hell for you," Longo added. In a statement to the Post on Wednesday, the DEC said they were responding.
I agree. Those federal agents, the Western white woman who filed the report, and the U.S. government all have a special place in hell.
To complaints of a rabies vector species that was in a home, namely Fred the raccoon. Understand people's cruelty. Understand who people are. People saw that this couple had a pet, an animal that was bringing joy to people, and some people decided to recommend to the state and complain and have the state go in and investigate. And you know what? They're probably patting themselves on the back for it. They probably feel good because maybe somewhere in his video he was a conservative, or maybe he had a Trump hat, or maybe he said something they didn't agree with, or maybe they believe.
I don't even think it was necessarily that, now that we know with some further information, it's just like, it was just some spiteful, vindictive bitch who felt like, oh, the squirrel could get popular. I could get popular. If the squirrel is gone, that's her rationalization. And that's what happened. And now, thank you, white woman. Peanut is now a MAGA symbol, and I'm glad that he is.
Even PETA or something or other. So instead of letting this family have a cute little couple of pets that altered the course of their direction in life, they go out and decide to destroy it. And that's the probably the most egregious or second egregious part, because the state and Elmira, New York, which is again farm country, the fact that they went in and did this to it just shows you the level of hate the government has for you, the level of hate other people have for you, that if you don't see eye to eye and they don't agree with everything you say, they will take pure joy in destroying something you love and an innocent animal just to get even with you. There is no special place in hell for people like this. They should, the 9th level, there's...
Correct. Joker is correct right here. But I think Peanut is going to get what he deserves, depending on the outcome of the election. He could or he couldn't, but I really hope he does. I really hope he gets justice. I hope the people who killed that squirrel get fired.
There's not enough I could wish, because I have a pet. I've had pets all my life.
And I'm like Joker. I've also had pets throughout my life. Maybe not my whole life. There was a period where I didn't have pets, but it's like I have a pet cat back at home. I have 3 pet snails who I love very dearly. And if some federal agents were to like investigate, he keeps talking, we got a report from one of your neighbors that you mistreat, you're letting your snails like eat too many algae tablets or something like that. We got to take them away from you. It's like, I'd be pissed off. I'd be really pissed off. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Then we'll take a look back at the number so far, and then after this I'm gonna end the stream, then decompress a little bit.
Love them in many cases more than some of the people I've met. It doesn't mean I value a pet more than I would a person, but in many ways I get along with my pets better than I have most people.
I'm with you with that too, Joker. My snails at times make for better company than people. I hope they all get graped by Satan for eating that poor squirrel and raccoon. I think there's an even worse punishment, but I'm not going to say it for this because, it's YouTube.
And to raise a little pet like this, taking it from after its mother had been hit all the way up to almost 8 years with a pet, and then just have it forcefully yanked out of your hands and watch it be put down in front of you. And it's not just the squirrel. It's not like the raccoon. That's not what makes me so mad about this, although it does upset me. It's the fact that people take joy. They would take joy turning thumb screws into you. They would take joy smothering you. There are people that would enjoy that. And they hate you over virtually nothing. And many of them are in the government. So just remember that. Every time you have a soft spot in your heart for somebody else, make sure it's justified, because many of those people will work for your sympathy. They'll work for trying to lie to you and make you feel bad for them. And then they'll turn around and stick you right in the back every time.
Something like what Joker just described is something called the long con. You invest your time and energy into somebody, and then they just turn out to be utter pieces of shit. But let me just pull up the AP numbers one more time. We'll take a look at them. Okay, 112 to 198. A little bit of a blip for Kamala, but seems like most people are starting to wrap up. I don't know. Looks like Maine is going more blue, and Virginia is also starting to go more blue. Uh-oh. Alrighty. Let's go to the after show slide here. Oh man, this really is quite the election. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Now look, I'm a monarchist, all right? I didn't vote for Trump or Kamala. once again, I wrote in a joke candidate, but at the same, oh wait, 204 for Trump now. Sorry, I'll get back to my rant now. But if Trump doesn't win, I mean, I guess that's greater motivation to really work hard so I could get out of the country and move to Turkey. But I could really use those 4 years of leeway. Like, help build some wealth here, you know, stay home, do some remote work, and then you know, move overseas. And, you know, that's going to be a lot easier to do under Trump than it is Kamala. But I really, really hope this election is too big to rig. Might be a cope. But I think the American people, being fooled twice is enough. I'm glad that being after, you know, the shit show that was the 2022 election, I think that really did wake a lot of people up. I really did. And Trump is at 210, you know, electoral college votes. Only 60 more. But that really depends. Really depends. I'm probably gonna make a quick video on the election results. You know, it's gonna be, if Trump wins, it's probably gonna be a bit more of an uplifting kind of video. But if Kamala wins, it's like probably a bit more of a downer. But with all that being said, hopefully you guys are looking forward to the actual ScurvyRum show this week. I've yet to decide a topic, but it's probably going to be somewhat related to politics and women and all that stuff. Kind of the fallout of the election. And even then, I do know the change in power is not going to happen till like January. So we still have about a month. We still have about a month left of Brandon. And obviously, you know, even if Trump does get in, it's not going to be an immediate turnaround. It's going to take some time. But I really, really hope that things do turn around. I don't know how likely that is, but things just have to if we want to get back on track. Like PA. Oh, dude! Thanks, AC. I just noticed that Pennsylvania switched to Trump. That's honestly really interesting. But yeah, I really hope things work out. I'm probably gonna when I'm in bed tonight. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna pray about that when I hit the hay. Anyways, I'll see you guys on Saturday, though. I probably will have a quick little video out tomorrow about the whole thing, about the election. So see you guys.